Welcome back to another stream with your girl Kai. Hi, I'm back. I'm actually back. This is weird. I haven't streamed in a long ass time, so please forgive me for not knowing what to do right now. Okay, please, everybody, come in, come in. It's nice to see y'all. Ooh, so I feel like I owe you guys an explanation of everything. I'm gonna stop the music because it's fucking loud in my ear right now. Let's just woo. Yeah. Um. So hi, I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation as to what's been going on with me because yeah, it's been a hot bit since I last hung out with y'all, and don't get me wrong, I love you guys, I really do, but March was not it for me, fam. March was rough for your girl right now. Um, yeah, no, I was thinking in March that I was just like, I want to come back here. I want to stream. I want to be able to hang out with you guys. I want to go full force into this back. But I got really busy in March, mostly personal life things I don't really like. And because of how busy I got, your mental health just plummeted. Like, goddamn, I never thought I could actually have my mental health be that. Like, I thought my mental health was, like, not great. Then March happened, and I was like, oh, this is a new low that I've never experienced before. And, like, it was just not it. Like, I was crying every fucking night, just being like, I am exhausted beyond compare. If I'm not working, I'm babysitting. If I'm not babysitting, I'm doing something for my family. And I don't think any of these fuckers care about how everything is affecting me right now. They only care for what I can do for them. As like, I'm Filipino. I don't really get to have the chance of being like, I want something for me. I want to do something for me. The whole thing of like Filipino culture, the kapwa thing, is you think about the collective, you think about community. Everything you do has to be for the community. It's not a single person, it's, well, your things affect all of us. So you got to think about that. And I was like, yeah, by doing that, I have no sense of boundaries. And therefore, I gave so much of myself, of my energy away in March that I was just, it was just impossible to try to carve out time for myself where it felt like I was fine. Again, I spent so much of March crying. But hey, we're semi okay now. Dude, I literally in March ended up sobbing to myself, trying to be like, hey guys, I had to take an indefinite hiatus as much as I don't want to, for the sake of my personal life is getting to be a little too fucking much. I have to step away. And then I was like, well, I'm not really that big enough that I need to make an announcement. So I was just like, if I just don't stream hot, damn, that light needs to fucking decide whether or not it wants to stay on or off. I can't do anything about it. But no, I was like, I'm not big enough that I need to make the announcement, so I can just like not do anything for a bit and then just kind of just sit with yourself and you're just kind of like, wow, I got shit to figure out. But, recently, hi. Thank you, Miss Brina. Nice to see you. Um, how am I? Yeah, no, March was not it for me, fam. March was just the worst month of my life so far. Like every time I think I reach a new low, it actually ends up going much further down than I thought. And March was kind of like if I was playing Minecraft, March was like me hitting bedrock. It was that bad. But hmm, words, English. How do I explain what happened to me recently? Yeah, no, it was not. March was not it for me. Hence why I was like, I, I cannot do this, because if I try to stream, I will start crying again. I spent majority of my March sobbing to sleep. But April brings about new beginnings, so not as much crying. Slightly better than Bedrock right now in terms of mental health. Hi, Mono. Man, I, yeah, April's been weird for me. Because I'm like, oh, technically speaking, kind of on vacation, but also not really. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it's nice actually having to have this moment of just I can relax. I can breathe. I can just do whatever the fuck I want. And it's okay. I What the fuck is going on right now downstairs? Like actually. Uh, yeah, no. Uh, how do I explain this? The most recent thing I watched just kind of hit me, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about this question, but it does make me feel like I'm moving about life slightly better than I was. And I was like, huh, who knew? Watching a bunch of like tarot readers and manifestation stuff, that I was already dealing with that before, and I like it, but I'm like, oh, wow. I, they're like, one of the things was like, if you knew that everything you had ever wanted was coming to you within whatever amount of hours, what would you do differently? And I was like, I I don't know. And somehow that question is the thing that's sticking with me the most. And therefore I'm like, I want to try to live my life as if I knew that everything I ever wanted was already here. How do you do that when you have so much anxiety and also like as much as I would love to be like, hey, everything's gonna work out just fine. The adult money bullshit things. So I'm just like, the part of me will always have that little bit of doubt that things are happening. But then I wanna believe. So I'm like, okay, I I have been in worse places than I am right now. I'll be fine. If it's not working out now, just keep going. It's like I don't know. I This question has like weirdly stuck with me and it's made me want to live my life differently. Like, oh, I don't love the woe is me approach, but I kind of feel like that's how I felt for the longest amount of time in my life. And it's like, oh, because I've never thought of anything just for me. Again, I'm Filipino, right? The Filipino culture is you think of the collective, you think of everyone whenever you make a decision. Therefore, haha, consequences of your actions affect everybody. So whatever so you do whatever everybody else wants. You never really stop to consider what it is you personally want. And the one thing that has stuck with me is what is the thing that I want most? Like the thing that I ask myself, and I sat through all of March just thinking, I thing I actually want most is I would love to have a place that I felt safe and peace. And the fact that I never actually stopped to think about that for 25 years kind of blows my mind. you know? Also, I did see your message, Mono, about the thing. Probably. I haven't touched reverse in the month I have not been streaming. But yeah, I'm like cautious optimism for things where I'm like, I I'm sure everything will work itself out. But also, I want more. It's not that I'm unhappy with the way things are. I mean, I am deeply unhappy with the way things are because if there's no vacation, then I don't really get much of a break. I am very much extra body needed for whatever the fuck my family wants, which is not great, but I also can't really establish much boundaries when I'm with them. So it's like a weird sort of I want to be better, but circumstances will not let me. And there's no way I can configure that in a way that's like going to help all of us. But I was like, the least I could do is just be like, hey, I found out recently, or at least I realized recently, I feel really guilty whenever I do things that make me happy because it's just for me and not for anyone else. Right? I I don't love that I do that, but that is a thing where I'm just like I love this, but or I really want to do this, but I'm really happy I did this, but I don't want to have that caveat at the end anymore whenever I do anything. So, trying to take care of myself and actually be at a place where, hey, I can do things and not feel guilty about doing things. So, technically speaking, I have made so, today, April 15th. I went to the glitch pop-up thing actually. As soon as I saw the short, I reserved tickets for today, and I was like, this is the most impulsive thing I've ever done. And I'm excited, heavily anxious, but excited. Today, I spent $150 at the glitch pop-up thing. And I was like, well, I'm not mad at myself for once for spending that much money. I'm not even mad that I was like there much earlier than anything else happening. Like I left my house 9:30. I got to fucking Soho, right? At 10 a.m. Nothing was open. I had to walk around and find a weird ass coffee shop just to get a drink and sit there and loiter. And then I felt awkward when my drink was done, so I threw it out and I went to a store that was finally open. I went to a Miniso and just loitered around there until eventually I'm like, it's 11. No, it's 12:15 and technically I have 15 minutes before I'm supposed to go in. I'm just going to fucking go. I did make I got a lot. I got a lot of small merch stuff. And I'm very happy about it. Well, here's the thing. The moment I found out about the pop-up, I was like, okay, let me look at Glitch website and figure out, okay, what things would I want from here that are probably going to be there in real life. I meticulously planned today around this pop-up, but also I led with so much anxiety doing this. But yeah, I got a shit ton of pins because I love pins. I am a pin collector. Follow me over on TikTok. I do a lot of mystery pin unboxings. But I got pins. I got a Pomni and a mini pendant, which I was not expecting myself to want to get, but I was sitting there. Well, I was standing in the store and I was like, yeah, no, I'm doing it. I'm happy. I'm so happy. Oh, I got a hat. I got one of the bucket hats. What else I get? Oh yeah, I got a little like costume and a mini from Amazing Digital Circus. Fucking love Amazing Digital Circus. I did I did like a whole merch haul unboxing thing on TikTok and then posted it on Instagram. Then I posted it on YouTube Shorts on the new I made a new channel actually. Cuz I was like I want to try to get into edited videos. And I know someone who edits videos and they're willing to do it for me for free. I was like, let's go. So I gotta send over that footage soon. That will be up on YouTube soon, so that'd be fun. Yeah, no, I got to meet so many cool people at the pop up. I don't think we exchanged anything. We just kind of all talked and like walked around each other. I did add something to the fan art wall. I really I don't think of myself as an artist, so I went with the easiest thing I could do. I drew bubble and literally wrote on the sides with made with all the love I'm legally allowed to give. A little purple heart, and then I stuck it on the wall with everybody else's. Dude, some people brought their own fan art just to stick on the wall, but I love the people who what was the words? I love the people who took the pens and the post-it notes that they set out and was able to just draw something really quickly and then put it up there. I saw someone do the absolute cinema meme, but with Jax, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. I did see way too many fan arts of Kinger with abs. I'm not even mad about it. I'm just like I I didn't I didn't see. I was like Kinger is the father figure I would like to have in my life. And Kane is kind of the father figure I do currently have in real life. But it's Kane when he's having his crash out. I have no hate for my family, but yeah. Dude, here's the thing. For the Amazing Digital Circus finale, I technically speaking know how to get to the theaters near me that are playing the finale. Technically go and watch the finale. But I promised that I would try to go see it with another friend. And it's hard to figure out our schedules. So, what I'm hoping the fandom is going to do, and the thing that I have seen around, is that if there are going to be people who are spoiling it anyway, let's put out fake leaks like they did in the current ad. Like, they had the fake leaks with Kinger, and then he said the actual leaks to Jackson Pomney for it. I was like, oh, if we flood it with fake stuff, then nobody's going to be able to figure out what's real and what's not. So that no one actually gets spoiled. So that when you see the spoiled stuff, or at least when we finally see it all together, oh, that's what they were talking about. Or, oh, this wasn't real. If you oversaturate everything, then no one's going to believe you. Yeah. That's this thing I saw in the comment section on all the glitch stuff and everywhere else. They're like, guys, If there are going to be people who want to spoil our fun or spoil it for other people, then let's make a fucking mess together. And I was like, this is great. I love when fandom communities can actually work together to actually do some good. Because I don't love the fact that the Amazing Digital Circus fandom actually bullied Gooseworks into leaving Reddit. I don't love the fact that that happened. I don't love the fact that I can't like talk about random non-canon ships with other people in fandom spaces because what people are going to be upset about the fact that I want to ship these two characters who probably would hate each other in canon, but I'm like, hey, let me have my fun. I don't I don't love the amount of policing people have in fandom spaces anymore. Yeah, no, I saw the Benson actively trying to. Yeah, no, no. Honestly, people are still going to find a way to ruin fandom spaces or like just ruin things for other people. I think that might be a kink for somebody. It's not for me. Don't. If I'm actively wanting to see something, do not spoil it for me. But if I am like kind of nonchalant, kind of blasé about it, like I don't care if you give me spoilers. I'm probably gonna search up spoilers for things. I've searched up way too many spoilers for movies I've watched because I got bored halfway through the opening. I think I did that with Wake Up Dead Man. No, I didn't. I actually watched Wake Up Dead Man all the way through, but from the beginning, I was like, I don't trust this bitch, and I was fucking right. I was right. No, but TADC. Ah, the fact that they're showing it in theaters is such a huge step for indie animations that I'm like, okay, Glitch, the trailer for the Glitch finale, for the Amazing Digital Circus finale, that trailer, number one trending video on YouTube, followed by the Backrooms trailer. And then we have the fact that, what, Iron Lung blew box office expectations for traditional Hollywood. We have Jacksepticeye currently announcing that he's making an animated Bloodborne movie. That I'm like, with all of this happening, traditional media has to start taking like all of this seriously. Cause what like there's always been like this weird thing with like traditional media and like what you make online. Why is there that weird divide that they just somehow a lot of traditional media thinks they're superior versus what like what I do here, like streamers, YouTubers, all this stuff, like hard working ass people who make really cool things and have much more of a connect to their audiences than say like a Beyonce or even I want to say Zendaya, but like also Zendaya knows what she's doing. I can't even. But yeah, like there's a difference in how celebrities are kind of treated, but also how do you not take all of these things seriously and just be like, maybe we should start listening to them, investing in stuff. Like, I'm excited to see what happens for Glitch and what happens with indie animation in general. See how this all goes. I hope this blows up indie animation even more so. I hope that Glitch makes so much more money to kind of be like, oh my god, we can fund more things, we can have more people create all this cool ass shit. I'm like, mm. Oh, genius to put a partial instrumental version of Kane's song. Oh no. Have you guys seen the theory that Bubble is actually able, right? Bubble is the blue AI for the beginning. Okay, I did watch episode 8 and I shared I needed like a moment And now I'm ready to share my thoughts on episode 8, right? Episode 8 is insane. Because it's like Kane very much turned into Am from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I was like, for a while there, it's like, oh, it's Am, but he loves humans. Now it's, I can't do what I was made to do, and no one is giving me feedback. How am I supposed to do what I'm supposed to do if nobody likes what I'm doing? I'm like, eh, but also Cain views himself as a god, so there was no way he would have ever been able to get the humans to like him in the first place. Like, if you think you are a god, but you still want to be liked by the people, like, you want to be worshipped, you gotta bring yourself down to them. You may not completely understand people, but at the very least, if you spent time with them, instead of forcing them to do the things that you wanted to do, maybe you would have actually had a real friend. Maybe you wouldn't have had that crash out. But ooh. The fact that a fucking fan song predicted episode 8, but also it's one of the few fan songs that doesn't have the warning at the beginning that it's not canon. Although I love the fact that Glitch reached out to the people who made the fan song to help animate episode 8, so that's cool. The current theory is that Bubble is able, but I don't really think that's true. I do think Kane, obviously, the red dot at the beginning, the blue dot is able, right? Monica from TDLC as Kane's therapist. Dude, I feel like they would be the worst duo to encounter. If you were just casually playing and then these two show up, it's like, oh man, that I want to see an Amazing Digital Circus DDLC AU. Somebody make that AU. I want Kane as Monica. That'd be so fucking funny. I actually want that to happen. I want to find if somebody's made that already. Ooh, I want to see that. No, I think Bubble is just Kane. It's Kane's like thought bubble, right? Because they have the same tongue, right? So I'm like, they are technically one and the same, but Bubble is all of Kane's inner worst thoughts about himself personified and constantly following him. At least that's how it felt, but then he's like, I am the god here, I'm going to control this. So, yeah. I I actually really like who is running the show. I really like the song. Uh I find myself singing it under my breath when it's just me in the house. Like that song's great. I really like it. Also makes me kind of I won't lie, I kind of miss singing. When I was in high school, I was in choir and I was in glee club for at least a year. I did choir all 4 years and I was in glee club for 1 year. And that glee club is toxic as fuck. Kind of glad I didn't like get in the other 3 times that I auditioned for Glee Club. I think the only reason they let me into Glee Club by junior year is because they didn't really have any more sopranos. But even then, it was awful. But yeah, I kind of miss music. That was such a big part of my life and now I just kind of don't do it anymore. Can't make my own songs and I can kind of play some instruments, but I'm like, I loved singing. Maybe one day I'll get back to it. Who knows? When the song starts at the pianos, God, I love the multiple arms as he's playing. Oh, that was such a good sequence. And I love the fact that they brought the people from Happy Place to animate that. It's so cool. I love Amazing Digital Circus, but I'm also really excited for Knights of Guinevere. Also, I'm intrigued by Gameverse. Mostly because I watched the Gameverse like teaser trailer, right? And I heard a voice, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. I know this voice. I know this voice. I scrolled back and then came, and I was like, I swear to God, I know that voice. Then I was like, okay, now let me see the credits. Jay Slat, that's you, my bro? What? I was not expecting to watch. I was not expecting to watch a teaser trailer with Jay Slat in it. I love how I've never been a part of the Dream SMP fandom. Cause that 2020 was when I got into FNAF, okay? That's my horror game phase ish that I'm still continuing to this day. Oh. But I was like, I Dream SMP adjacent. I knew what was going on. I just never actively consumed most of that content. Only reason I ever consumed Dream SMP content is because like what Game Theory did something on it, or I would get like a fan song or an animatic of somebody and just doing stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Um, I think I would like this, but there's too many hours to try and catch up on, and too many people, and I was like, I was tired. And then QSMP came about, and I was like, fuck, you got me. But that was QSMP 1. I'm not as into QSMP 2 right now. The only reason I got into QSP 1 is because they got the eggs in there, and that's you hook me in with the kids, and that's it. But yeah, I think I watched Anthony Padilla's I Spent a Day with Jay Schlatt's video. And I don't know why, because I'm not a fan. But I find him intriguing. But also, damn, that that's a white man if I ever if I ever came across one. I'm like, you are okay. Yeah. By the way, guys, I've been seeing some stuff on the TikTokies about a very popular streamer getting into a bit of scandal recently. And then I unwittingly found out more because my For You page thought that I would be into it. I I never watched this streamer. I watched people who were friends with this streamer. Normal streamer. Here's the thing. 2020 was a interesting time for all of us, right? So I have never personally played Among Us. Like ever. I've never played Among Us. Always wanted to. I always thought it would be fun. But 2020, it comes up on the YouTubes, and you're just kind of bored with nothing to do. So you watch some Among Us stuff, and I got really into watching Corpse Husband at the time. And then I listened to his music, and I was like, oh, actually, I fuck with this music heavy. Like, yeah, yeah. Um, and because of those Among Us streams, there were other friends there. Um, and obviously, Corpse Husband is no longer online because people bullied him offline. Still hate the fact that that happened. Like, my God, just let people be. But yeah, no. So other people who were a part of those Among Us videos. Um, They continue making content. And I'm like, it's a 34-year-old man now being caught up in a scandal that is honestly kind of predictable. But like, damn. Damn. It's a mess. And it's not like crime worthy type of scandal. It's more like, wow. Um, I'm gonna be honest. This scandal is kind of similar to the Ned Fulmer scandal, a few years back. If you remember that fucking mess, where look, do whatever the fuck you want in your personal life, but if your entire brand is this thing, and then something comes out that destroys all that, that actually makes you seem so much worse now. I don't know. I don't know, fam. Because I was like, why are you being one way online if you're actually this way in person? And the fact that none of your streamer friends, no one actually knew who you really were. So not only were you manipulating the person that you were supposed to be in a relationship with and all these other people, you were also manipulating your friends into thinking you were something you're not. And now it comes out that, hey, you're actually a huge piece of shit and we don't like you anymore. And it's like, why? Why does this happen with people? You get a little bit of fame, a little bit of money, and then all of a sudden you think you're above morality? I I feel like this happens so much with like random ass people online. Like damn, I don't know. Mana, you've never played Among Us? I do like watching animatics of Among Us. They're really fun. But no, I think if you play Among Us with like a trusted group of friends, it would be more fun than joining a random ass lobby online. Hence why I haven't started playing Among Us. I'd love to. I would love to play Among Us one day. But I want to do it with a group of people I feel comfortable enough with to be like, oh, I know enough about you that I can figure out like good strategies. Or, hey, I feel comfortable enough to be like, I'm gonna do some bullshit here, you know. But yeah, I weirdly feel like every time I go online, it's another influencer just kind of falling from grace, and I don't know, makes me feel icky. I think that's the best way of saying that. Cause I'm like, I I personally do not know how to separate a lot of things in my life. I'm working on it. We're working on boundaries right now. But I'm like, if you're going to be someone online, right? I don't know. I just feel like if you know that this is what people want, since you build your whole brand on that, right? Actually, Mano, wait. I made a new Discord. I made a new Discord server. So you guys can join that. There's a little bit more again, we're working on boundaries. So there's rules. I have moderators in place. I made it last month. Ah. I made it last month. I put in a bunch of rules, moderation. I think there there's announcements on there. It's just like I'm like I needed a sense of control with boundaries, especially if I'm like, hey, if I'm going all in here, gonna I'm gonna make sure that I'm safe, but also you guys are safe, but also I still want something for us, you know? So yeah, I made a new Discord server. you guys are still free to like edit and play around with it, but it is essentially gonna be retired. It was nice while it lasted, but I wanted a little bit more control over some things. So, I mean, feel free to tell the other people in there to haul ass to the new one. Mostly just cuz man, I don't love the fact that I can only have one Discord account connected to my phone number. So now having two, it's like this gives me more control over things. That's it. We're working on boundaries. That's the general motive of my life right now. Mm. But yeah, the thing I never understand is like if you know that this is what people want or this is good, why are you not this in real life? I understand like playing up certain aspects about your personality and whatnot because they're like, this is the thing that's gonna click with people, or oh, this is the thing that people are gonna latch onto. But also, why is it not still just you? You know? Like, to be you. No, I think that's just a now thing where it's like, I love my frog. I don't know. I feel like now with especially social media and after everything we've been through, we are looking a little bit more for a sense of honesty and authenticity from people. So it's like online persona versus IRL person. I think Zendaya is the best possible case to make here, right? Zendaya is a very public person. She knows exactly how to portray herself and others. Like portray herself, how to control the narrative of what is being said about her. But also, she has a very private life. Damn, I forgot I had ads on. Also, my hair is growing out recently, and hence why I'm happy I finally be able to put it in a ponytail. That's crazy. Man, ads for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And how long ago was this? How long ago was this? I don't know. I want to make sure everybody can actually watch. I like having a conversation with you guys. That's it. But I understand why some people kind of don't want to have that open and honest conversation between them and an audience because it feels a little too personal. But I think for me, I I still could be a very public figure, but I know how to keep some things private. Again, it's the Zendaya thing. Like learn how to navigate the world as a public figure while still being able to put some things privately. But end of the day, it's still you. Like, why would you not just want to be you? Is that a weird thing to, you know, ask or like think about, especially as, someone who does want to I don't want to be an influencer. Content creator, sure. Yeah, I would love to be a full-time content creator. But also, I'm like very awkward. I have a lot of social anxiety. I could not bring myself to film my phone horizontally for long periods of time because I felt awkward. But also, I don't really have a mic, or at least an on-the-go mic that's being shipped. So I'm like, fam, yeah. But yeah, I think it's just me trying to do solo things. I cannot be a solo vlogger. Today has proven that. I like trying to go out and take you guys along. Doing this, awkward. Doing this, I'm fine. Because at least I can pretend I'm on a FaceTime call with y'all, or at least I'm on a Discord call with someone, so it's not as awkward if I'm trying to film. But man, this is so weird. I But yeah, like as someone who is trying to be a like public figure with who has parasocial relationships and whatnot, like and yeah, as someone who's trying to be a like public-ish figure, I don't understand having like personas. I it feels exhausting trying to keep up a like persona for one thing or another. How are you supposed to keep track of that all the time? Why not just be you? Do you really hate yourself that much that you can't just be you? Or the moment that you do get that, you know, lightning strike type of, luck and be able to do things that most of us can only imagine doing, you let that go to your head and it turn you into a huge piece of shit? Or you always were, but now you have the option. Do it. Post the memes, mono. We like memes in this house. But yeah, that I I don't know. It's not that I'm becoming disillusioned with the idea of I don't really want to be an influencer. I don't think I influence jack shit if I'm being honest. Me as a person, I am a fan of people. Again, I am involved in like a lot of fandoms. Majority of the Discord servers I have joined are because I'm in certain fandoms. I am blown away by people who create things. I would love to be able to also create things. I just think, me by myself, I don't know how to do a lot. I'm willing to learn, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But if I can, I would love to uplift other people making really cool things. If I also happen to make cool things, that's great. Let me also show you people who are also doing cool stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's also because of the fact that I was raised Catholic that I'm just like, I could never imagine putting myself on such a high ass pedestal that I just also don't want to uplift other people. You know? I do mean the decent type of Christianity where it's like, semi love your neighbor and all that bullshit, right? It's if I'm going to do something, why would I not also do good with the thing? I just feel like that's a given. If I'm being honest, if I ever get the chance to do a subathon, I would love my first subathon to be a charity subathon. And I already have like a bunch of charities that I've looked into that I would love to donate to or at least send people their way. Hi, Pandora! Ooh, new. Ooh, it's a new one. Oh, right, because everything that happened with you. Nice to see you again. I have to remind myself of things, man. But yeah, I'm like, I want to do research and give back. Or at least, hey, if I don't know thing, let me show other people thing. I don't know. Honestly, Pandora, I wish you the best. But yeah, I'm just I don't know. I Yay! New Discord. Share your knowledge. Ah. We're in the new Discord server, and I do actually have to start posting that elsewhere. That invite's gotta go everywhere now, so that's fuck, that's fun. Yeah, I'm like, why does this keep happening? Why do influencers do this? I don't know. That's a weird thing that's happening. I didn't even want to be a part of this. I wasn't even in. I don't even care about the streamer. But I'm just like, damn, another one bites the dust. And imagine them trying to come back from this and just being like, guys, I'm just a woo woo boy. Ugh, ugh, ugh. That made me feel so uncomfortable doing. But it's like, no. Apparently, you're 34. You should have known fucking better. I don't. Hmm. Oh, I was talking about a streamer who recently came into scandal, and I was just like, why? Why does this keep fucking happening? Like, damn. I, streamer who had this one, who built his entire brand off of being innocent, uwu boy, turns out to be a manipulative, selfish piece of shit who was cheating on his girlfriend of what, 4 or 5 years? With other smaller creators, by the way. Most of them are VTubers. And I'm just like, another one? It is a little bit like the Ned Fulmer scandal, where it's just like it's not just what you did that has hurt people. It's also the fact that you destroyed your own brand because you couldn't help not being selfish. And I don't know. You, yeah, no. Also, I do really want to say now more people are in here. I want to say sorry about not being here in March. Yeah, it's really not hard to, to not be an asshole or a cheater. But yet, somehow, these men, I don't know. Yeah. Again, I do also want to say very sorry about March. Um, Mental health was very much hitting bedrock. It was, March was not it for me, fam. I was not feeling very hot to go. But I think I'm better now. Also, I don't love this weather right now. Yeah, slightly better. I'm not crying at night as much. Yeah, I was gonna make a short announcement on stream about going on an indefinite hiatus, but then I was like, I could just not stream and then come back when I feel ready. Why am I doing this? I just need something to fidget with. Because if I'm not, I'm gonna start picking up my nails, and then I'm gonna start bleeding, and then I'm just not gonna keep stopping. I know myself. I really should stop picking up my nails, especially if I keep going for blood. That was not something I should have said out loud, but I did. Yeah, yeah, no. I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I spent way too much money today. I'm definitely okay now. Dude, no. There were at least 3 different people who showed up in cosplays to the Glitch pop up event today. 3. And all of them, eh, all 3 dressed up as Jax with the ears. They had wigs on. They they wore the overalls and they didn't wear they did not wear short sleeves. They had the long sleeve almost turtleneck type of things on, and I was like, how are you not hot under all of this? But also, holy shit, you look amazing. Damn. Like, I'm like, okay. Okay. I me and my sort of awkwardness, I would love to cosplay, but also, nah. It, not in this weather. Like, almost 90 degrees? And all of that? I could never. No. So I was like, I'm gonna do a really subtle sort of thing. I was trying to dress up as Kane, but then I was like, I stepped out of the house. I could not bear wearing like a jacket or anything of that sort. Plus, I don't really have a lot of red jackets anyway. I have red blazers, and those I would wear more for my parties. But I was like, I'm not gonna like outright do something that's like, oh my god, you're Kane. I'm just like, let me wear what I have with like little bits of like maybe it's Kane, maybe it's not. Who knows? I did have a giant ass hair bow the whole day, and I really loved that. You're how close are you into wearing a maid outfit? I love. I have a lot of hair bows now. I should wear more, but we'll see. We'll see as time goes by. But yeah, I'm like when I really want to, I love getting dressed up. But also, I'm like I like being comfortable. So I'm like, hmm, I can wear pajamas to just about everywhere because I like matching sets. However, I would like to look cute sometimes. So, we'll see. I also kind of being at the being at the glitch pop-up event and like I saw the Zooble pin. My mind immediately went to when I was like in middle school, high school, and I was like, "Oh, fuck." I I don't know why. Seeing Zooble merch made me go back to when I was much younger than I am now, where I was like, I am very uncomfortable with myself and my body because it's that weird place between child and adulthood that you just don't know who the fuck you are or what you want to be. I was like, oh man, that's why I like Zooble. I can kind of relate a little bit to the body dysmorphia thing. That's that's not a fun thing to think about when you're standing in the middle of a store looking at merch with other people and trying to enjoy something. Like that is a little bit of like, I did not expect that. I, I'll be honest. Besides Zooble, I like Jax, and I like Kinger, and I like Kane, and I know what that says about me. I have a lot of issues, but I like where they're going with Jax. I like a character who is just an asshole, but there are reasons for it. It's not excuses, but there's reasons. Ragatha and Gangle. I see you. I have a lot of friends like you. You are loved, you are seen. Oh my god. That combination is brutal. But no, for me, being like, I will notice you because I like you. I hope, I hope good things happen for you always. I may not always like myself, but goddamn, I will always help. Good vibes for other people. If not for me, we want good things for other people. But yeah, I'm like, hear me out, because one of my from the pilot, I was like, I like Jax. Not in the fact that like the way most people like Jax. I like the fact that I was like, oh. I was like, Jax is an asshole. And I want to see how far they'll take it. But I also want to know why. Like, yes, pilot he was kind of sleazy, and now I'm like, oh my god, there's so much more to you. I kind of hope that if they're going to do a redemption arc for him, it's not like a complete 180 of the character. It's we are starting to get better. I would rather leave us at the beginning of a redemption arc than a redemption arc that just kind of throws everything away. As like push that man to his fucking limit and let's see what happens. But I was also like, I like Kinger. I really like Kinger. And I've said this before. Kinger is the father figure I wish I had. And Kane during his crash out is kind of like the father I currently have. Love my family to pieces, but also, eh, I feel like everybody feels like that sometimes. Right? You love family, but also, ah, I don't think I'm cool. I think I am an internet loser. I am chronically online a little too much. That I am up to date on weird stuff. I know too much about what's going on online. And I'm also like, hey, I also try to get as much different. I'm going to call myself a loser. Okay. That's how I'm self-identifying. I don't know. They didn't see the word no, mono, that's why. Oh, you knew someone who was the jacks to your gangle. Oh, fuck. Now, I identify as an internet loser. Because again, chronically online, I don't really do a lot of things myself. Again, I it's like a weird stage of like I'm an adult and I can do stuff and I make my own money, kind of. But also, I guess Peter Pan-ish syndrome where it's not that I'm scared to grow up, it's that outside circumstances are forcing me to stay like a kid, even though I would like to do more grown up adult things. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm like, I watch a lot of news. I like being informed about a bunch of different things, but also I can and will sink myself for a full day into various fanfics for fandoms I'm not even in. Because damn it, if you write well enough, you got me hooked. I am a Wattpad girly, I'm sorry. But also, I do love AO3, and I don't want to pay for AO3. I also read fanfics on Tumblr. I'm just like, I read way too much fanfic. But that's also how I get through my work shifts. God. No, here's the funny thing. My first fanfic site was actually Quotev. I, s- it got to a point where I made an account just so I could make sure whatever I was reading was saved. I haven't logged back in a while, but Wattpad is a permanent ad on my phone. Fused to make, I was like, I don't love the ads, and I don't love the fact that I can only have two stories available offline. Because I'm like, I'm reading at least 15 at the same time. The other 65 have not been updated since 2023, and that is my limit. If it's not completed, I can't go any back further. If it hasn't been updated since like 2021, maybe. Maybe I give it a chance. If it hasn't been updated since 2020, I I have lost all faith that you're going to complete this story. But also, there are certain fandoms, certain things I want that I cannot find. I I think it's just the AO3 curse sometimes. For some authors, I'm like, in their little description, they're like, I wrote this when I was 14, so please excuse me. Or like, hey, I find the best fanfics ever are the people who say English is not my first language. Absolute baller people right there. But no, sometimes with some authors, they just kind of, you grow up, you change your writing style, and maybe what you wrote back then or the fandom that you wrote for doesn't align with who you are now. It's okay. I just rather you put the word, you say it's completed, and you write in your little description an update of being like, hey, this this has been discontinued, or not really into this anymore, but if you still want to read it, it's out there, it's just not done. Or hey, I'm handing this off over to somebody else so that they can complete it because I can't, or I don't. Like, this is not where I want to be anymore. That's fine. I would just wish you give an update instead of just leaving it uncompleted. But also, like, life happens, things happen, and it's fine. Just, I want the update. I also think I'm like one of the worst type of fanfic readers because I don't comment and I don't really like a lot of things. I'm just reading. Needed some water. Literally, one of the stickers on my water bottle says "smut slut." I I'm a ghost reader, which is kind of one of the worst things you would want as an author, cause you want the feedback and whatnot. But also, sometimes we're just a little fucking awkward about wanting to comment on something because this was a fandom you were in, or at least this is a thing you liked way back in the day, and now in the year of our Lord 2026, it's a little awkward to comment because this was what? You wrote this in 2018? You wrote this when this was like 2014 and this fandom is kind of not really existed since the early 2000s. I say this because of the fact that I'm not even embarrassed by this. I read My Babysitter's a Vampire fanfics because I wish that got a proper ending. I If I cannot get a proper ending from fucking Disney themselves, I'm getting it through my fanfics. But I wish they got a proper ending. Oh, I also found a shirt in Spencer's that said "smut slut," and I almost bought it, but then I remember I can't wear that out with my parents, who I am with 24/7. I can have it on my water bottle because they won't actually read that. But wearing it across my chest like that, I think it's funny. But also, where am I gonna do that? I think I would just turn into pajamas, and even then, probably not the best thing to do. Maybe when I finally am able to move away, have a space of my own. Who knows? I'll think about that shirt. Maybe I'll just make my own shirt of that. Hey, let me put this down somewhere because now I kind of, if I cannot make that shirt, well, if I cannot buy that shirt, I'm making the damn shirt. Yeah, no. What other? Dude, I realize most of my fanfics fall under one type of category, which is just reader inserts. Because I'm like, I like this thing, or why the hell not? I want to see what they do in order to justify our existence in this world. That's the thing I search for the most when I read fanfics. But it's also like, maybe, mm, maybe. See, because I have certain ships that I really like, but also I want to be part of that ship. So, yeah, this coming from the same person who takes the BDSM tests online at least once or twice a year just to see if something changes. I have issues. Oh, actually, I have a bit of a funny story. It's not even that long, but I think it's funny. So, I am trying to get tickets for Comic-Con this year because I think it'd be fun, right? So, I've been checking the website, finding out, hey, regular Comic-Con tickets are gonna go out in June. Okay, fine. I want to try and actively cosplay, or at least get close enough to a cosplay for Comic Con. And I figured, hey, I'm gonna have fun with this. I have a bag that I really want to use. I'll do something in this fandom. I like this fandom. It's the Helliverse fandom. So I thought, hey, what if I dressed up as Kiki the Hotel Key from Has Been Hotel? I'm like, it's kind of really easy to do. I just need cat ears, the collar, and just wear black. Maybe some white somewhere on with for her legs, right? So I was like, okay, do I want to add the tail? I could if I wanted to, but let's see. So I was on TikTok Shop because I'm on TikTok already. Might as well just look at TikTok Shop to be like, hey, I kind of need to find a thing for this cosplay. So I'm searching up cat ears on TikTok Shop. And I save a few that are like actually close enough to what I need that, hey, I can just add certain things to it and it's not going to be super cumbersome, annoying type thing for me to do. So great. That's saved. Now I'm scrolling on regular TikTok. And because of the fact that I saved cat ears, maybe I saved a tail because I was like thinking about it, not sure. I'm on furry TikTok now. I'm gonna let that sink in. I am on furry TikTok because I wanted to cosplay as a cat. I saved cat ears on the TikTok shop. And now my algorithm thinks I'm a furry. However, I'm not entirely mad about it. Yeah, I'm not mad about being on furry TikTok. And actually, a lot of those people, super nice. And like, the most encouraging motherfuckers you will ever meet. Like, hot damn. Why are you so kind? I get their lifestyle's not for everyone. I'm not even into that. But I'm not mad when I'm coming across it. I don't think I'm a furry, but I'm okay with being on furry TikTok. Yeah, furry TikTok is fun. A lot of it is just ads for the stuff I've already saved. And I'm like, I'm already on, Alphabet Mafia TikTok. Oh, well, I didn't know I was in a presence. Bow down to you. You're a furry. I'm not mad about there, but I don't think that's for me. That's not my life. But also, I'm not. I think I'd be open to it. I think the general thing with me is like I'm open to the ideas of things. Let me try things out for myself, and then we'll come back to it. Like, I know I am a masochist. A lot of things in life have proven me so. But also, that also weirdly stems from I put myself in situations that I know are going to cause me harm in a way that I'm kind of like, you know, I don't know if that's concerning or if that's just trauma. I don't know. But that is where standing at. Like I'm open to trying pretty much anything, but there are some things that I'm like, I'm gonna continue this thought. Now here's the thing. I would be like, "Oh, there's a thorn on this rose. Let me poke it with my finger. Oh, look, there's blood. I should probably clean this up." I mean, should. I'm not really going to. Again, I have a tendency. See, here's the thing. I like my nails super long. Not really super long. I like having claws. Right? I like knowing that I have nails. So when I do this, I can see there's indents in my palm. The thing is, since I was a child, in a way that I can't explain why, I have a tendency to do this. I pick at my nails. I pick at the skin around my nails. And I sometimes do that with a nail cutter. And sometimes I will cut the skin around my nails to the point where the skin is very thin and I start bleeding. And what happens when I see blood, I sometimes don't stop. Why am yeah, yeah. So, I know it's concerning, but also, mm, sometimes when I have a bruise somewhere, most of the time it comes from my own dumbass knocking into things and whatnot. But a lot of the time I'm like, oh, I have a bruise here. I want to touch it. And then I do. And I press hard into it. And I'm like, this hurts a lot. But I also kind of like it. Yeah. I've also seen some things, gone on the little rabbit holes and the research spirals and whatnot about some things. Um, Found out what a fucking vampire kiss is. Kinda wanna experience it myself. But also, it's weird. And it's a weird thing to explain where I'm like, I kind of like being in pain. And most of the time, it is self-inflicted. However, I also have started to realize where that comes from. And it's definitely not good and definitely means I should definitely go see a therapist. Or at the very least be on medications. But I'm like, pain is kind of funny. It also weirdly reminds me I'm human. So I'm like, hey, if I'm putting a band-aid on my finger because I um I clipped my nails a little too far, sometimes when the blood is dry, I like to press on where the band-aid is just to see I can make myself bleed again. Yeah, so that's me. That's a me thing. I realize how concerning that is now saying everything out loud. I love me figuring out like, "Oh, this actually seriously traumatized me," or "This is something that's not normal and should probably be looked into." It's just me like having a stream of consciousness stuff here when I'm on stream. I don't really think about what I say. I just kind of say it. And then let it sit for a bit and I realize, oh, that's not good. That's not okay. Huh. Uh, uh, Yeah, yeah. Let me think. Let me think. What have I done in the amount of times we've not seen each other? Good. Yeah. I don't feel like much has happened since the last time I hung out with y'all, but also feels like a lot of things happened. Today, I don't know why, but today I felt so, at least leading up till today, I was felt so anxious, like I was anticipating something. Like I knew I was doing the pop-up, but it also felt like something else was going to happen. And I was like, I don't want to get my hopes up that something's going to happen. I just I just want to enjoy this. And then, now that it's done, there is a small part of me that feels that sort of like I'm ready to go. What's going to happen? What's going on? I don't like something weird's going on where like physically I feel like something's going to happen, but logically I know there's nothing else going on. Like my sleep for the past few days has been so bad. I know why my sleep like Sunday into Monday was really bad. It's just cuz I had work and I was worried that if I got too comfortable, I would not be able to wake up in time to get ready for work. But sorry, had to delete a bot. But when I'm not working and I don't really have anything to do, I don't know. I still feel like I'm waiting for something, but I don't know what I'm waiting for. It's that weird sort of something's happening, and it's like physically I know something is happening. I just haven't caught up to it yet. You know? It's also like, what is happening? I don't know. I don't have any other plans. Nothing is happening. I'm not doing anything, man. But yeah, sure, this is a thing. Ooh, I did go out with friends back in March. And we were like, hey, let's have fun. So someone brought like a deck of cards because we were gonna start playing card games. And then we just didn't because we lost track of time and also we're catching up with each other. We're having fun. We're spilling the tea and all that good stuff. But we're like, hey, well, it would be fun if we just did tarot readings for each other using these cards. Because, like, you can just do tarot readings with any type of card you have. You don't even need actual tarot cards. You just need to make enough of a connection with the person you're reading that any card would make sense for them. Like, this is what you need to hear. Here's what I see in this card. Because, like, regular tarot cards, yes, they have their own meaning, but a lot of the times for, like, specifics that they're giving you, it's purely based off what they see on the card and what is sticking out to them for your energy that they are currently seeing. So we did ended up doing a lot of like, let me just flip the card. There wasn't anything like reverse or whatnot. It's just, hey, this is a thing. We're gonna, you know, ooh, we're just gonna see what happens. And I did take a picture of one of them because we're like, hey, what if we did tarot readings for our future partners? Be interesting, be fun. Um, I took the picture and I'm like, based off of what we're reading here, this is essentially me in a different font. I'm like, I don't think I'd be attracted to me in a different font. But also maybe I would. Maybe a more successful version of me I'd be into. That sounds so narcissistic to say though. But also not. So that's something. Okay. What is the time now? Oh, ooh, ooh. Well, since I have run out of stories to tell, um, I kind of think I'm done for today. Yeah. Who is on right now? Now, good. Ah, fuck, I think I'm actually getting tired now. So, whoa, that's it for me. I have nothing else to update with you all on anything. Oh, wait, no, I do kind of have an update before we go. I am in the process, well, we're in the process of potentially selling and moving soon. Don't know how long that whole process is going to last. Hopefully things go better this time around with the new realtor. But yeah, maybe moving soon. Definitely moving, but I don't know when. So, that's it. That's the only update I have. But it's getting late for me here. And I don't have anything else to share with y'all guys. This has been fun. Definitely love seeing you guys again. Definitely love hanging out with y'all again. But yeah, thank you for coming to today's stream. I hope to see you guys next time I stream. If you haven't hit the follow button already and you've stayed all this time, well, what you doing? Why won't you hit the follow button? It's free. Same thing goes for YouTube. I always post the VODs about the same day. So if you miss a day and you want to see what happens, it's all there. Join the new Discord. Join the new Discord. I do have pictures from today, from the pop up that I'd love to share with you guys. That I'm probably putting in memes because it's funny. um, and you can follow me over on my other social media accounts. I occasionally post on there when I feel like it. This is my most consistent thing here, is Twitch. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to today's stream. I love and appreciate you all so much. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!